Just to introduce myself, I'm Talita Ferreira. I'm a pharmacist researcher. We have the pleasure to meet you in Las Vegas. Today, I'd like to talk to you, Sonia, Dr. Sonia, about how it is to implement entrepreneurship inside the schools and tell more about this experience and share more your view about it. It would be great because when I understood more about the entrepreneurship in the United States, as an entrepreneur, I'd like to connect to you and expand your business, your view around the world. So tell me about it, your job, and how we can connect with other countries and cultures.
Oh, wow. I am so honored and thank you and humbled to know that you are willing to support this movement, all over the world. So my name is Dr. Sonia Toledo, and I'm the founder and CEO of Dignity of Children. I designed a program called Ideas Empowered by Youth, where we create a curriculum to support young people and expressing their ideas to make a difference in the world. The entrepreneurship curricula is something that was just so easy to expose and expand. So we started with the entrepreneurship curriculum, and we've done entrepreneurship with third graders, fourth graders, fifth graders, middle schools, high schools, and even young adults. The process allows children to really dig deep in something that matters to them. So we start in a very personal element of saying what's happening in the world and what is something in the world that you want to make a difference and why. So they go through the process of really identifying something that really matters to them. And we put them in groups, small groups of 4 or 5, so they could have these conversations together. One of the things that are really important to me is that, especially in today's world, there's so many issues and challenges that our children are seeing it.
Yes, of course.
They're feeling it. They have something to say about it. They have, and they even have ideas on how to support the solution.
Yeah, of course, I totally agree with you, because when you talk about entrepreneurship, it is open mind for a new opportunity, right?
Yes.
As an entrepreneur, I know that all the time you need to be connect with different people. We need to understand others to implement our man. So it's something that all the time we need to see the others in other way to understand how we can work together and to start it inside the school. It's amazing.
Yes. And, starting with what do I care about, right? So young people, depending on what their life is like, they could care about health and wellness. You've been involved in some of our presentations, showcases. Climate change is a big one. Just even economic indifferences in communities. I mean, some of these young people really, really have opinions about what's going on. So, the first process is really having them learn, like you said, build relationship with each other and learn how to communicate with each other on what matters to them, identify an issue that they could narrow it down from poverty to, like I said, health and wellness, to any area in the world that they're experiencing. And then we have them do research. The research is really based on the United Nations Sustainability Goals, development goals. And that way they understand that the world is all interconnected, especially with the issues. And if they understand that they could take part of the world's movement for dealing and improving these issues, from women's rights, I mean, we could just go on how many issues that there are, but I really believe in um, giving our kids a voice.
Yeah.
So they make the connection with the United Nations Sustainability Development Goals, and then they go into deep research. They look for articles. We teach them on how to research with credible sources, and again do market research. So they identify a population, and they create surveys and do interviews with experts, and find they may do observations in an environment in their community, because now we want them to go from a global perspective to a local perspective.
Yeah.
And look at their community and say, hey, we could make a difference here, right? Because then that's how they build. So with the entrepreneurship program, we want them to create a business idea that they could implement, and not only implement the business, but have them get validated with experts and professionals like you, and say, hey, you got a good idea here, but have you thought about this? What if you tweak this? Have you looked at your competition? Have you looked at the course? So they learn business finance. They learn how to create stories, because we want them to connect the business to their own personal story. Why? And of course, relationship and how to communicate. Communication is such an important skill.
Yeah, of course.
So our young people, it's about a 12-week process that they go through, doing all of the research and then coming up with a solution. So they identify a problem, they do the deep research on the problem, and then they come up with a solution. And the solution, I mean, they could do a prototype, they could do some young people actually like already have the idea, like they do websites, learning management systems. They create stuff. We had a group of 2 young ladies who created a tutoring program, a peer-to-peer tutoring program. So again, their idea is that their target market is the schools, is high schools.
Yeah.
And they're, look, we have this tutoring program where we match students to tutor each other, but the high schools are the ones that purchase the model. And it was just such a great, even financial model. It was just, and they're still going from state to state doing pitches of their idea. And even though they're both still in high school, I think they're in their senior year this year. This was like 2 years ago. They see it growing, even though it doesn't mean that they're going to stop doing their college and their academic.
Yes,
So
it's a continual, right? It's something that we need not to stop just in the school, but we need to continue to the college. And it's necessary to improve all the time, and to listen more than speak, because when we listen, we can understand the others and work together.
yes. So, it's really teaching young people the modern day era skills that are necessary to the new workforce market. We need to learn how to communicate with everybody, build relationships, problem solve, use data.
We have a lot of facilities, right?
Yes, yes.
And as a mentor, right, I had the opportunity to be a mentor in some sections that I participated with you. It was amazing. Thank you very much for this invitation. And I am open to participate in others, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I would like to understand more how mentors can support the children, how mentors can connect with them to expand knowledge, but also share experience for their improvement.
Yes, and that's really the key of having mentors. First of all, we do showcases
Yeah.
or we do like a Shark Tank format. So they also, there's a program that we've done for 2 years where they get a prize, financial prize. So the mentor actually works with them for 3 to 6 months on how to use this award money to put it back into the business and get their business moving forward. Also, mentors help them get connected to other resources.
Yeah.
They also support them in the design of their, I've had mentors actually give them resources as far as like experts, like a website designer is like, here, you have a website, to just tell them what you want. And they will, and now they have a free service that will cost them thousands of dollars. But mentors are definitely an advocate for like experiential and also exposing them in the workforce, right? Because one of the things that we want our young people to know is that the workforce is very spread out. It's no more doctor, lawyer, nurse, teacher.
Yeah.
There's so many ways that you could be a professional in something that you care about. So the mentors help them with that exposure.
Yeah, that's great. That's great because it's not just to connect, right? But it is something that they can give the opportunity to implement the ideas. It is something that is necessary for everybody, right? So it is something that you can work in the both sides. And regarding companies,
Mhm.
how companies can support the project, how companies can participate actively in the project.
Well, we've come a long way since we last spoken. So we have a 501c3 now. So we definitely could use funding for companies to support the young people's process, right? Because you need to have a facilitator and the time and even the awards. So they contribute to the process, but companies have many employees. So they could actually participate in the mentorship piece, and they could even use these young people to do internship.
Okay, perfect.
In their companies. This is something that we really thought about a lot. It's like not only contributing to the young people, but also contributing to the young people's future. So offering internships where they get exposed to the workforce, and then they have something that they could put on their portfolio as experience it's a win-win.
Yeah, of course, of course. And as a Brazilian person, so in Brazil, we have a different culture. We have more than 200 million of people. So it's the biggest country in Latin America. And I would like to understand how I can contribute with the project and connect with my culture, right? Because for me, it would be amazing if you can implement it inside the schools and support more than children and young people to open their mind for new opportunities.
Yeah, so clearly we have a train the trainer model. So
Okay.
we will train the local, we need an ambassador in the area, right? So let's say we find a school, we identify a school, and we match them with a funding corporation. And then we train the teachers to actually facilitate the process. So we step out of the way. Basically, we're giving you the curriculum and supporting the teachers and implementing it. But the key element is the partnership with the corporation and the schools to help continue the curriculum and the process with the kids in mentorship and internship, and of course, the partnership that they have with the schools.
Perfect. So it's something that we can do. It is something that I can find the school and follow this process, right? So concluding here our conversation, I'd like to understand also what is it is your goal, why you decided to do it.
Inequality in education.
Okay.
Okay. So my concern is that there are many communities that our children are falling behind in their academic studies because they're not relating academia to their success, or they don't have any tracking of what am I going to do? I don't have any talents. So this program actually supports a culture, what we call a self-directed learning, where we get young people to feel excited about their learning process. So if there's anything about entrepreneurship, is what I could do that, the excitement of being an entrepreneur, or even an entrepreneur in business, right? Or an entrepreneur,
Right.
having the drive. So I think the process helps young people want to learn, and in turn, they're doing the academia. So most of our educational around the world don't teach our children in this way. We teach our children, we want to do the, what do you call, like the literature, the literacy, and the math, and you got to learn all the multiplications, but they don't make the connection with the world.
Yeah, I totally agree.
So, I do have a passion for connecting with low income, developing communities, to get not only the adults engaged in creating this environment, even if it's a part of school. It doesn't have to be all of school. It could be one, Friday morning, but kids come together, they work in teams, collaboration. They learn how to communicate, present. You've seen our kids present.
Yeah.
You see what, and they present like top notch.
Yeah.
Good vocabulary. They know, they do their presentations like like clockwork. And we don't do a lot of instructions. We just give them the instructions, and we tell them to go practice.
Oh.
They come back, and we go tweak it here and tweak it here and try this and try this, and they go and they practice some more, and they come back and it's sharper. And then when it's time to do the showcase, oh my God, they show up. We're like blown away from their statue. They show up when there are professionals, people of validity, telling them, you know what, your idea matters. So I do think it's a part of teaching that we're not talking about, is creating a mindset of I'm in charge of my own learning. And that's why I do this.
It's amazing. It's lovely to hear about it. And thank you very much for this opportunity, Dr. Sonia, to talk to you.
Thank you.
For me as an entrepreneur, it's something of I can experiment myself, and I can share this experience to others, to be connected and to implement in their countries, because when we can understand more how entrepreneurship is essential.
Yes.
Since schools, it is great because we can implement more opportunity for our community, right?
Yes.
So thank you very much for this project. Thank you very much. Share with us more about how we can connect and to be with you in this project, and count me for everything that you need. And I am available to support the project as much as I can.
I am so grateful, and again, honored that you are, so committed to supporting the Project Expand, especially starting in Brazil and anywhere in the world. And it's about community to community. So We want communities to learn how to support themselves to be able to, make a difference
Yeah.
in their lifestyle. So as an entrepreneur, a co-entrepreneur myself, as an adult, I just feel such a freedom being an entrepreneur. And, and these challenges that come up, it's not so much like everything is easy. It's like, no, I have a challenge, but what's the difference? The drive.
Yeah.
I'm determined to succeed. I'm determined to figure out the challenge. And if we could just give that to our children as young as possible.
Yeah, of course.
One project at a time.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And to be together to expand the knowledge for our younger people.
Yes. Thank you so much.